A local couple is under arrest for animal cruelty after 12 sick dogs were found dumped in a park. One puppy later died.
Police say their investigation uncovered illegal breeding, unsafe living conditions, also evidence of animal.
Something heartbreaking is happening to pets in Florida right now. New animal laws are changing everything about owning a dog or cat, and families are terrified. Your pet could bark at the mailman and suddenly be called dangerous. You could leave your dog outside for an hour and face serious trouble. These aren't laws for bad pet owners. They're affecting everyone. Why are Florida's new animal laws being called heartbreaking by so many people? What will these rules do to your pet if they spread to other states? Join us as we explore how Florida's strictest animal laws ever are tearing apart the bond between pets and the people who love them. A quiet change with loud consequences. Across Florida, new animal laws have taken effect, created in the name of safety, responsibility, and protection. And on paper, the goals seem clear: reduce cruelty, prevent attacks, and hold owners accountable. Yet laws do not live on paper alone. Once active, they move into homes, yards, sidewalks, shelters, and courtrooms, shaping daily life in ways many people never expected. For years, Florida has faced painful cases of animal abuse, dangerous dog incidents, and public outrage after tragic events. Lawmakers responded by tightening rules and expanding authority. Step by step, the system became stronger, firmer, and far less forgiving. What was once a warning can now become a charge. What was once a mistake can now become a permanent record. And what was once a beloved pet can suddenly become evidence in a legal process. Many pet owners are only now realizing how much has changed. A report from a neighbor, a moment of fear, or an animal acting on instinct can now trigger serious consequences. Once the process begins, it often moves fast, leaving little space for emotion, explanation, or second chances. Animal control officers now carry broader powers. Courts now enforce heavier penalties, legal definitions have widened, and the lines that once felt clear are now blurred. Within that space, pets and owners stand exposed, often unaware of the risk, until the moment everything shifts. As Florida steps into this new chapter of animal regulation, one heavy question lingers. What exactly do these laws say? And how much power do they now hold over the lives of ordinary pets? And to truly understand the heartbreak, you must understand the rules first, because these new rules might change your pet's life forever, and your own too. But what exactly did Florida lawmakers do? And how could it affect every pet owner? Let's uncover the truth behind the laws before it's too late. The new Florida animal laws. What changed? One of the biggest changes is how the law now looks at animal cruelty. In the past, cruelty often meant clear violence, beating an animal, hurting it on purpose, or causing obvious pain. Now, the meaning is wider. Cruelty can also mean neglect. It can mean failing to act. If an animal suffers because food, water, shelter, or medical care was not given, the owner can be held responsible, even if there was no intention to cause harm. In serious cases, this is no longer a small offense. It can now be treated as a felony, which means real prison time, not just fines. Another major change involves dogs labeled as dangerous. A dog can be called dangerous if it bites or badly injures a person, or if it seriously hurts or kills other animals more than once while away from its home. Even if there is no bite, a dog can still be reported if it chases or threatens someone in public. Once a dog gets this label, it does not easily go away. The label follows the dog for life. When a dog is declared dangerous, the law places heavy rules on the owner. The dog must be kept inside a very secure enclosure that cannot be escaped. Warning signs must be placed on the property. When the dog is outside, it must be controlled at all times. In many cases, the dog must wear a muzzle and be handled only by an adult who is strong enough to control it. Some laws also require the dog to be microchipped, fixed, fully vaccinated, and covered by special insurance in case something happens again. The power of animal control has also grown. Officers can now investigate complaints more easily and take animals during ongoing cases. Once a pet is taken, getting it back can be very difficult. Owners may have to wait through long legal steps even before a final decision is made. Some pets stay in shelters for months while cases move slowly through the system. Punishments under these laws are much stronger. Fines are higher. Charges are more serious. If an animal hurts someone badly or causes death, the owner can face felony charges, especially if there were earlier warnings or signs of risk. The law now focuses more on what happened, not on what the owner meant to happen. Florida has also created new ways to track people who harm animals. Those convicted of serious abuse may be placed on public lists that limit their ability to own pets again. During emergencies like hurricanes, leaving animals behind or tying them up in danger can now lead to felony charges. These laws apply to everyone. They do not target specific breeds or types of owners. Any pet owner can be affected. And once these rules move off the page and into everyday life, small moments, simple mistakes, and ordinary pet behavior can suddenly carry life-changing consequences. When the laws meet real life. Laws may look clear when written on paper, but real life is rarely that clean. Once these new animal laws move into neighborhoods, parks, and homes, they begin to interact with everyday moments that most pet owners never thought could become serious problems. This is where the meaning of the law starts to change, not in words, but in consequences. In real life, pets react to their surroundings. Dogs bark, cats scratch, animals get scared, excited, or protective. A loud noise, a sudden movement, or a stranger stepping too close can trigger behavior that lasts only seconds. But under the new rules, those seconds can carry long-term effects. A single report from a neighbor or a passerby can start an investigation, even if no one was seriously hurt. Once a complaint is made, the process often moves quickly. Animal control may visit the home, ask questions, observe the animal, and take notes. What the owner sees as normal behavior, the system may see as risk. What feels like a misunderstanding can turn into an official record. Intent matters less now than outcome. Whether the owner meant harm or not may not change what happens next. One of the biggest changes is how easily a situation can escalate. In the past, a warning or small fine might have ended the matter. Now, the same situation can lead to hearings, restrictions, or even the temporary removal of the pet. Owners may be asked to prove they are following the rules, sometimes within short deadlines, while still trying to understand what went wrong. For dogs, the dangerous label is especially powerful. Once applied, daily life changes immediately. Walks become stressful. Yards must be modified. Visitors must be warned. The dog's freedom becomes limited, not because of constant aggression, but because the law now treats risk as something that must be controlled at all times. Even calm dogs live under strict rules once the label exists. These laws also leave little room for context. Age, health, fear, or past trauma may not carry much weight in legal decisions. A sick dog that snaps in pain, or an old pet that reacts out of confusion, may still fall under the same rules as a truly aggressive animal. The law focuses on what happened, not always on why it happened. For owners, this creates fear and uncertainty. Many begin to worry about everyday actions. A gate left open for a moment, a leash slipping from a hand, a delivery worker walking too close. Normal life begins to feel like a series of risks waiting to be reported. The bond between pet and owner becomes mixed with anxiety. There is also the issue of time. Legal processes move slower than emotions. While cases are reviewed, pets may remain confined or held away from their homes. Owners wait, stressed and powerless, while decisions that shape years of life are made in offices and courtrooms far away. What makes this even harder is that many owners only learn the full meaning of these laws after they are already involved. The rules were quiet. The changes were gradual. The impact, however, is sudden and heavy. And as these pressures build, another reality comes into focus because behind every rule and every report stands a person who must live with the consequences, and the weight placed on pet owners is only beginning to show. How this impacts pet owners. For many people, pets are not just animals. They are family. They are comfort, routine, and love. Under Florida's new animal laws, That deep bond does not disappear, but it becomes heavier to carry. Pet owners now live with new pressure, new fear, and new responsibility, often without realizing how easily their lives can change. One of the biggest impacts on pet owners is fear of making a small mistake. Something as simple as a gate not closing fully, a leash slipping for a second, or a dog barking at the wrong moment can now feel dangerous. Owners begin to watch every move, not only of their pets, but of people around them. Walks become stressful. Visits from friends feel risky. Normal life starts to feel like it is under watch. Money is another heavy burden. Once a pet is involved in a legal case, costs rise quickly. Owners may need lawyers, special training classes, stronger fences, warning signs, or insurance. Some are required to change their homes just to meet the rules. For families already struggling, these costs can feel impossible. Loving a pet should not feel like a financial threat, but for many, it now does. Time also becomes a problem. Legal processes move slowly. Owners may spend months waiting for hearings, decisions, or reviews. During this time, their pets may be taken away or placed under strict control. Owners wait in fear, checking phones, reading letters, and hoping for good news. Life does not pause while the system moves forward, and the stress builds day after day. There is also a deep feeling of helplessness. Once animal control or the courts are involved, owners often lose control over what happens next. Decisions are made by people who may have met the pet only once, or not at all. Personal history, love, and years of care may matter less than a single report or incident. This loss of control can be heartbreaking. Many owners also feel judged. Neighbors may look at them differently. Friends may not understand. The label placed on a pet can feel like a label placed on the owner as well. Shame and silence often follow. Some owners stop talking about their situation, carrying the stress alone. The emotional toll is heavy. Fear of losing a pet can affect sleep, work, and mental health. Parents struggle to explain the situation to children. Every knock at the door can bring anxiety. The home, once a place of safety, can begin to feel uncertain. What makes this even harder is that many owners believed they were doing everything right. They loved their pets, fed them, trained them, and cared for them. Yet under the new laws, love alone is not enough. Responsibility now carries legal weight, and mistakes can cost far more than anyone expected. These laws were meant to protect, but for many owners, they have changed what it means to feel safe with a pet. The joy is still there, but it is mixed with worry. The bond still exists, but it is tested in new ways. And as owners struggle under this weight, another truth begins to surface because the stress and fear do not stop with humans. They pass quietly to the animals who depend on them, shaping their lives in ways that are often unseen. How these laws affect pets. Pets do not understand laws. They do not know what rules have changed or why life suddenly feels different. They only know what they feel. Under Florida's new animal laws, many pets experience changes that are confusing, stressful, and sometimes painful, even when they have done nothing wrong. One of the first changes pets feel is loss of freedom. Dogs that once ran freely in yards or enjoyed relaxed walks may now face tight control. Fences become higher, enclosures become smaller, leashes become shorter, muzzles appear. For animals that once explored the world through smell and movement, this sudden restriction can be frightening. They sense the tension in their owners and respond with fear or confusion. Stress is a major issue. Pets are deeply connected to human emotions. When owners feel anxious or afraid, animals pick up on it. A dog that feels its owner pulling tighter on the leash or avoiding people may become more nervous. This nervousness can lead to pacing, barking, shaking, or withdrawal. Sadly, stress can sometimes cause the very behavior the law is trying to prevent. Confinement can also change how animals behave. Dogs kept in strict enclosures for long periods may become lonely or frustrated. Lack of regular play, social contact, and mental stimulation can lead to sadness or aggression. Cats kept indoors after an incident may hide more, eat less, or act distant. These are quiet signs of emotional strain. Some pets face separation from their families. When animals are taken by authorities, they are often placed in shelters or holding facilities. These places are loud, unfamiliar, and filled with strange smells. Even strong animals can become scared. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. For older pets or those with health problems, this separation can be especially hard. In shelters, animals may not receive the same level of personal care they had at home. Staff may be kind, but time and resources are limited. Pets wait without knowing if they will return home. Some begin to shut down, others act out. Their behavior in these places can affect how they are judged later, even though the environment itself caused the change. There is also the risk of permanent loss. In serious cases, pets may never return home. Decisions can be made that end a pet's life, not because of constant danger, but because the system believes the risk is too high. For an animal that acted on instinct once, this can be the final consequence. Health can suffer too. Stress weakens the body. Animals under long pressure may lose weight, develop skin problems, or fall ill. Emotional pain often shows up as physical sickness. Pets cannot explain what they feel, so their bodies speak for them. What hurts most is that pets trust humans completely. They rely on their owners for safety and comfort. When the world suddenly feels unsafe, they have no way to understand why. They only know that life has changed, and not in a good way. These laws were created to protect life, but for many pets, they bring fear, confusion, and loss. The effects are quiet, but deep, and while animals suffer silently, people begin to question whether the system truly balances safety with compassion. As concern grows and stories spread, voices begin to rise, because many believe these laws have gone too far, and the debate over fairness and mercy is only getting louder. How these laws affect pets. The new Florida animal laws are not just words on paper. They actually change the lives of pets in ways that many people might not think about at first. Pets are more than animals. They are part of the family. They feel stress, fear, and love, just like we do. When laws make their owners follow strict rules, pets have to adapt too, and this can be confusing or even scary for them. For example, the new rules say some dogs must be kept in very secure cages or fenced areas if they are labeled dangerous. Even if a dog has never bitten anyone, a single mistake or misunderstanding could make the dog a candidate for this rule. That means the dog might spend more time confined than it did before, and animals do not understand why they are suddenly locked away more often. Pets that are used to running in the yard, playing with children, or going on walks might start to feel anxious or lonely, and this can change their behavior. Other rules say dogs must be muzzled when outside, even if they are calm and friendly. While this might protect people, it can confuse pets and make them feel nervous. Dogs use their mouths to explore the world, sniff things, and play. Being muzzled all the time changes the way they interact and can make them feel frustrated or sad. Some dogs might stop trusting their owners for a while, because they do not understand that the rules are for safety, not punishment. Cats and other pets are affected too. Some laws about cruelty or neglect mean owners have to provide better care, which is good, but it also means inspections and new rules can make pets feel stressed. Cats that are used to roaming outside might have to stay indoors more. Pets in homes that cannot meet the new strict rules might be moved, rehomed, or in the worst cases, taken away. This is very hard on animals because they do not understand why their home is changing. Even small changes like new insurance requirements or microchipping affect pets indirectly. Owners might feel worried about fines or penalties, and pets can sense this anxiety. Pets mirror the feelings of their humans, so the tension can make them more nervous or unsettled. Dogs might bark more, hide more, or even act out because they feel their humans are stressed. Animals are very sensitive to changes in routine, so any sudden new rules can ripple through their daily life in ways owners might not expect. The laws are meant to protect both people and pets, but they also bring new challenges for animals. It is a balance between safety and freedom, and pets are often the ones caught in the middle. They have to learn new rules, adapt to new routines, and sometimes face restrictions that feel strange to them. Owners have to be patient, watch their pets closely, and make adjustments to help them feel safe and happy again. As owners try to navigate these rules, the way pets feel, act, and bond with their humans can change dramatically. And it makes you wonder how many pets are silently struggling to cope, and what can be done to make sure their lives stay filled with love and care. This leads us to explore what owners themselves face under these laws and the real challenges they now have to deal with. What pet owners can do right now. When laws change, it can feel scary, especially when it affects something you love so much, like your pet. Florida's new animal laws have made things more complicated for pet owners. But even though it feels overwhelming, there are steps you can take to protect your furry friends and keep them safe. The key is knowing the rules, being careful, and acting before problems start. The first thing every pet owner should do is learn exactly what the new laws say. Don't just rely on headlines or social media posts. Read the official updates from Florida's government websites. Understand what counts as dangerous dog behavior, what might be considered neglect, and how authorities can act. Knowing the rules helps you avoid mistakes that could lead to fines, legal trouble, or even losing your pet. Next, make sure your pet's environment is safe and controlled. Keep pets on a leash in public. Supervise interactions with other animals and people, and never leave them alone in situations that could be risky. If your pet has shown aggressive behavior in the past, talk to a professional trainer or behaviorist. Even small changes in how you manage your pet can prevent legal trouble under the new rules. Document everything. This might sound boring, but it's one of the best ways to protect yourself. Keep records of vet visits, vaccinations, training sessions, and any incidents. If someone reports your pet or there's a misunderstanding, having proof that you care for your pet and follow the rules can make a huge difference in court or with animal control. Training is another big step. Even if your pet has never been aggressive, proper training can prevent future problems. Teach basic commands, socialization skills, and good behavior. This helps your pet feel secure and reduces the risk of actions that might be misinterpreted as dangerous. It's also a sign to authorities that you are a responsible owner. Know your rights. If animal control comes to your home, stay calm and polite. Ask for documents, understand the process, and know what you are legally required to do. You don't have to panic or give away your rights, but staying cooperative can make a big difference in how the situation is handled. Insurance and financial planning can also help. Some owners are now taking out pet liability insurance, which can cover legal costs if your pet accidentally harms someone. Others budget for training or containment tools like secure fencing or muzzles just to be safe. Being prepared financially is part of taking full responsibility under the new laws. Another important step is community awareness. Talk to friends, neighbors, and other pet owners about the changes. Join local pet groups or online forums to share tips, advice, and resources. The more you know, the better you can protect your pet, and the more support you'll have if a problem comes up. Finally, take care of your pet's mental health. These laws might force you to change routines, limit freedom, or enforce rules that feel strict. Make sure your pet still gets love, exercise, and attention. A happy pet is less likely to act out in ways that could trigger legal action. Remember, this is not just about avoiding trouble. It's about keeping your pet healthy, happy, and safe. Even with all these steps, it's impossible to control everything. Mistakes can happen. But by staying informed, being careful, and acting responsibly, you give your pet the best chance of staying safe and with you. These laws are tough, but preparation is your shield. If you start taking these steps now, you'll feel more confident and in control. You'll also be ready to face the bigger challenges ahead. Because this isn't just about what you can do, it's about the wider impact on pets, their owners, and how Florida's laws might change life for everyone who loves an animal. The bigger picture and what comes next. Florida's new animal laws are more than just rules on paper. They are changing the way people live with their pets every day. For some, it feels unfair. For others, It feels necessary. But one thing is clear. These laws have started a conversation that will affect pets, owners, and communities for years to come. At the heart of it is a balance. The government wants to keep people safe and prevent serious harm. That makes sense, but the way these laws work now, even normal pets can get caught in the system. A dog that barks too much, a playful nudge, or even a small bite can trigger legal trouble. For many pet owners, this is terrifying. People love their pets like family, and the idea that one mistake could take that away is heartbreaking. Because of these laws, pets are feeling the effects too. Some are confined more often, muzzled, or kept away from social situations. Animals don't understand rules or laws. They only feel stress, fear, and confusion. Their owners see the stress and worry, and that creates a cycle of anxiety for everyone involved. It's a reminder that laws, even with the best intentions, can have unintended consequences. Across Florida, debates are growing. Animal advocates speak out about pets who have lost freedom or worse. Pet owners share stories of fear, confusion, and financial strain. Others argue that safety must come first. These conversations are important because they show that rules alone aren't enough. Understanding, awareness, and responsibility matter just as much. For owners, the bigger picture is also about learning and adapting. These laws are a wake-up call. They push people to train pets better, create safer environments, and document care. While it can feel overwhelming, these steps can prevent heartbreak. They can also make pets safer and happier in the long run. Every owner who takes action now is not just following the law, they are protecting a life that depends on them. It's also about thinking ahead. Laws might change again, or new rules might come that affect pets even more. Owners who stay informed and proactive will be ready. They will know what to do to keep their pets safe, avoid legal trouble, and navigate a system that sometimes feels unpredictable. Being prepared isn't just smart, it's an act of love. Emotionally, the new laws are forcing people to reflect. Pet owners are asking themselves hard questions. Are we doing enough? Are our pets truly safe? Are we ready to take full responsibility? These questions are tough, but they are also necessary. Love for a pet is not just cuddles and walks. It's training, supervision, care, and sometimes difficult choices. At the same time, there's hope. Communities are learning from these changes. Pet groups are sharing tips. Neighbors are watching out for each other's animals. Owners are learning from mistakes instead of being punished unfairly. The laws may be strict, but human compassion can make a difference. Pets don't just survive because of rules. They survive because people fight for them, love them, and make their world safer. In the end, the bigger picture is clear. Owning a pet is a privilege, but it's also a responsibility like no other. These new laws highlight that responsibility, even in ways that are hard to accept. They remind everyone that love for an animal comes with choices, preparation, and sometimes sacrifice. For those who care deeply about their pets, these laws are a challenge, but also an opportunity to grow, learn, and protect the ones they love. As Florida's story unfolds, one thing is certain. Every pet owner will have to decide how to act, how to adapt, and how to protect their furry friends. The next steps will matter, not just for today, but for the future of pets, families, and communities. It's a future where love, responsibility, and action are more important than ever. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.